Dividend-paying stocks are some of my absolute favorite stocks to run the wheel strategy on. Why? Well, number one, I'm collecting covered call premiums, and then I'm also double dipping and collecting that dividend as well. And right now, the way the market is going, there are some incredible dividend-paying stocks, 7 in particular, that I'm going to share with you today that I am personally watching to run the wheel strategy on. And if you drop a comment down below, you're going to get my 25 favorite wheel strategy / Ark Options Strategy stocks completely for free. Just drop a comment, and while you're down there, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button and that subscribe button. And of course, I hope you're having a God blessed day, guys. And remember, I am not a financial advisor. I am just a dude on an internet sharing his trading ideas. But let's get into today's video. Okay, so first and one that we need to talk about, guys, and we are seeing a big pullback. I have seen, at least against my core watch list, right, of some of these dividend paying stocks. There is a lot of opportunity right now on dividend payers, and what I'm seeing right now is obviously AI hype is real, but a lot of people are sleeping on some of these boring dividend paying. Obviously, first one being AbbVie. Now, AbbVie obviously is a more expensive stock out there to be running the wheel strategy on, but with that said, we're all in our different budgets, we're all in different financial positions. But let's go take a look at some of the options on AbbVie. We got about a 3.14% dividend payout on AbbVie at the time of me recording this video. Now, there's 2 ways to play that I like to play dividend paying stocks, okay? Because we already know the juice ain't really the best on these boring dividend stocks. Why? Because some of these stocks have been around for 100+ years, are dividend kings, dividend aristocrats. Like, these are great companies, in my personal opinion, that have survived recessions, right? They're here to stay for the most part. Now, we don't know if that's always going to be true, but for the most part, I feel safe parking my money and my capital into those kind of positions and at least diversifying into them, not always chasing the SoFis of the world or in the Nvidias of the world, right? But with that said, you can always do your monthlies or your weeklies. Now, if you do weeklies, right, you typically do have to really play closer to the money, but your return on collateral is usually going to be better. So if I go 10-day expiration right here and I look at the 217.50s, I got a 38 delta here, but fairly aggressive, right? You kind of have to be, and you'll see why here in a second. And obviously, you have to make that decision for yourself, what makes the most sense. But you could see here, 38 delta, about a 40% chance of assignment. We're collecting about let's say $320 in premium. So I'm going to toss this into my cash secured put calculator. So I'm collecting $320 of premium. I'm locking up, right, for 10 days. I'm locking up $21,750, right? I'm locking up $21,750 for about, this one's actually really good. That's actually an insane premium return in my personal opinion. But you can see here, I'm getting a 1.47% return on my collateral. Okay. How am I getting that? Well, I'm dividing premium by how much collateral I'm putting at risk here, right, for that. Now, what are those specific risks? Well, if you don't know what the wheel strategy is or Ark Options is, basically, there are really 2 outcomes if you let this go to expiration. Let's say you opened up this position today and you literally turned off your phone, and then you opened up your phone on January 16th. There's 2 things that happen. Either AbbVie is trading at, let's say above 217.50, right? It's trading at 218, 219, 220. Fantastic, right? You're not buying your shares. Your money is no longer collateralized, and you obviously collected this premium up front from the options buyer, right? And you move on with your life, right? You can open up another positions for the following week, right? Or the second thing that can happen, and this is the big risk, is let's say you open up your phone on January 16th and AbbVie's trading at 210. Well, guess what? You're not getting your $21,000 back, right? Instead, you're getting 100 shares of AbbVie at a cost basis of $217.50, right? So that's the biggest risk. You could end up having to buy shares for a higher price than what they're currently valued at. But in my personal strategy with this is I like to get into stocks at a discount. So in this specific situation, would I like this trade? Me personally, no. A little too aggressive on the delta for me, right? And the way I also like to do look at this is through my calculators. I live and breathe by these calculators, guys, and you can get these premium calculators by 2 premium calculators, as well as my trade lock template completely for free. All you have to do is attend the Ark Options Strategy workshop. There's 90 minutes of training there waiting for you, and at the end, you can get these for yourself. And I talk about Option Seller School, our mastermind community, which is such a cool group of people where we talk all day long. If you're interested in that, click the first link in the description. But with that said, right, a position that I would more likely align with my personal risk tolerance is I'm going to look at the 215s, and I'm going to go look at it at a 30 delta, right? Especially if I'm going 10 days out and getting a 1.5% return, that's very high risk in my my personal opinion. To get a 1.5% return on your money in 10 days, I don't care what any guru out there tells you, that is a very, very, very aggressive return on collateral. So right here, bid-ask spread, fairly wide here. Let's just assume we'd get filled around 220, right? So let's take a look at the 220s, right? 220 premium, and we're locking up 21,500 here at this point for a 1% return. This is more in line of a trade that I would personally take. Obviously, not financial advisor. Go do your own research. But with that said, that's kind of where I like to be at. Now, the other option with the dividend payers, we'll go quickly through the other ones here in a second. I have 7 for you that I want to pay attention to. I just want to make sure nobody here gets left behind and understands exactly what the risks are of this. That's important to understand. No matter what some dude on YouTube tells you, you make 10,000 passive income. No, you are taking risk. There's no such thing as free premium. Get it through your head, okay? There's no such thing as free money. It might feel like it is. Trust me, I know the feeling. I got a lot of my family and friends involved in this when they pull up, on Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving. They always talk about, oh man, Pete, it feels like free money that I'm getting. It's not. You are taking risk, right? Your risk here is that you may have to buy it, in this position at least, a stock for a higher price than what it's currently trading for. But if you love the stock, is it really a loss? I don't know. Make those decisions for yourself, fam. Right? We're all grown-ups here. But you can also go monthlies. Now, monthlies I do usually do when I'm just busy with things. If I'm traveling, right? I got work stuff going on. I got business stuff. I got just things going on. I will typically do my monthlies. And the reason for that is because I don't micromanage. I'm not a day trader. I don't want to be bleeding from my eyeballs, right? But you will see here, right, your premium overall return would be better. So, for example, right, on AbbVie right here, we're getting a 1% return in 10 days, right? But take a look at this. Right? Same strike, right? 215, 36 delta, right? 31 days away, 350 premium, maybe a little bit more. Wow, look at that bid-ask spread. Obviously, markets close at this moment, but let's just assume $500. That'll probably be where you'd get filled. Let's say maybe 520. Let's say 520 is probably would be a fill here. So 520. Always look at your bid-ask spreads. And 215, boom, you're getting a 2.42% return compared to the other one where you're getting in 10 days a 1%. So you're always going to get a little bit better of a return on your collateral on your weeklies over your monthlies. It depends on what kind of trader you want to be. This specific trade, little more higher risk. I think anything above 2% is a more higher risk play. And by higher risk, I mean higher chance of assignment. So in this situation, if I was going to do a monthly because I'm traveling, I got stuff going on, I would look a little bit less aggressively. I would look at the 210s at this point. I would look at the 210s under a 30 delta, 0.27. I like it. I like 2.5. Really 2.5 to 3.5 is usually where I'm playing on the deltas, right? At least on my cash secured put side. And you could see here, a little tighter bid-ask spread. Let's just assume I'd get filled around 370, right? 370, much better strike price, right? So 370 right here. I would collect 370 premium with 21,000 exactly locked up. Whoa. That would be nice. This is like an MSTR put. 376. Let's put 370. What do we say that we get filled at? Around 370 here-ish. Yeah, we'll just say 370-ish, just about, for about a 1.76% return. It's okay. This is where I would really have to think things through or tighten up that limit order on this specific position. Because usually for me, I'd like to get as close to 2% as possible. Does it always happen? Absolutely not. But I try my best to get to that point. Okay. So let's keep looking. A couple other setups that I am watching here, guys. I think a lot of people are sleeping on these dividend payers, and you know what? While they sleep, I eat. So I'm going to go and show you guys a couple others. Kimberly-Clark. Right, 5% dividend payer, down 3% here yesterday. Oh my goodness gracious. I love Kimberly-Clark so much. I have traded this one, and it has been on an absolute, it's been getting beat up, to say the least, over this past year. Why? I feel a lot of these dividend payers you're going to see, and you're going to see as I go through these. I just did my pre-market call, and this is like a big part of what I was talking about in my pre-market call, which is part of OSS Mastermind every single morning. But you can see, right? Like you're going to see on a lot of these stocks, well below 200 and 300-day moving averages, hugging bottom Bollinger Band, if not at the bottom Bollinger Band. Okay. And I think a lot of people are just not paying attention to these right now. They don't care, right? In my opinion, these stocks are all fundamentally fantastic companies. A lot of them are dividend kings, dividend aristocrats, have survived recessions, right? Are products that we quite literally cannot live without, yet the market doesn't care. Why? Because, most option sellers, right? They don't care. They just want the juicy premiums. They just want that SoFi juice, right? And I get it because I am a very big on SoFi weeklies, right? I love that juice and I'm going to squeeze it. But at the same time, right? I go back. back, right? Go back. What do I believe in for the next 10 years, 20 years, right? And it depends on what your horizon is really going to be. But take a look at this setup. Well below 2 and 300, bottom Bollinger Band, right? Down 3%. Premiums are fairly nice. It's same as AbbVie, right? And worst case scenario, right? You get assigned, let's say you did like a 95 put on Kimberly-Clark. Worst case scenario, you get assigned at 95. Cool. Let's say you can do covered calls at 95 or 96. Fantastic. And you could collect a dividend as well along the way. You're getting 5% dividend from Kimberly-Clark, as well as those monthly or weekly premiums, manufacturing kind of your own dividend payment as well. Can't beat it. Next one of my favorites. You already know. Has been a while since I've talked about it. Been a while because it hasn't really been set up for quite a bit of time, and that is Pepsi, right? Pepsi, I love this company so much. This and Coke here are great. Obviously, Pepsi I like a little bit more because they have a better dividend. They pay about a 4% dividend. Just dipped yesterday, down over 1.5% yesterday. Just dipped below its 200-day moving average. Now below its bottom Bollinger Band. Now, we have, right, this one, if we're comparing this to like a Kimberly-Clark, obviously, right, we weren't, we've been at these levels not too long ago. I was really liking this during the summer when this was in the 130s. This was a lot of fun before we saw the run up. So for me, I want to see how we test back, getting back to 130. If, I want to see where the knife falls, essentially. But with Pepsi, I'm never mad acquiring Pepsi here by any means, and especially since it's below its 2 and 300. When I'm selling my puts, I ideally want to be at or below the 2 and 300-day moving average. It gives a sense of security, and those are great, honestly, support and resistance levels. Next one, guys, is Coca-Cola. I'm going to start going through a little bit faster because I don't want this video to be a super, super long here. And we're already 12 minutes. Holy moly. All right, so Coca-Cola here at this point. We got a 1.7, down 1.7 yesterday. Oh my gosh, this is, again, I love this company, right? This is like, I mean, insane to see. And you're look at these setups, right? Look at these setups. Go do your own research on these, of course, right? But we have now dipped below. We're going to see how we test this 300-day moving average. We are just below it right now. Bottom Bollinger Band 32 on the RSI, well below the 200-day moving average of 69.90, right? I don't know. Channeling my inner Warren Buffett here, and I'm going to be trying to buy Coke, in my personal opinion, selling puts on Coca-Cola. Now, again, most of these, like I mentioned, you do have to be a little bit closer to the money when you're running these to make the juice worth the squeeze, in my personal opinion. Next one, another great slept-on stock, getting hammered here, is SJM. Right, bit of a fall. No, I wouldn't say falling knife territory, but it's been struggling, similar to a KMB, dipping below. Again, look at all these stocks I'm showing you. They are all. It's almost the same exact pattern across all of them. Below bottom Bollinger Band, well below 2 and 300-day moving averages. SJM, what do we got? 4.65% dividend payer. Love it. That's my sweet spot, by the way, for dividend payers, because some of these dividend payers are like 10, 12%. That's insane. That's that's a trap for dividend, one of those fire people and dividend investors. It's insanity. I'd rather be collecting like a 3 to 5% reasonable dividend than trying to go after these insanely high dividend paying stocks. Great setup, in my personal opinion. Go do your own research on it. All right, and then we got PG, Procter & Gamble. Where's Procter & Gamble going? Where? Do you think it's going away anytime in the next 20 years? Psst, I don't know about you, but I would never. I would not bet against Procter & Gamble. That's me personally. Look at it. What are we looking at? Same exact dang on setup. Same exact setup. Well below 2 and 300-day moving averages. Bottom Bollinger Band, because no one cares about this company right now. No one cares about these boring dividend-paying stocks right now. The money is flowing into AI and tech, and these, in my personal opinion, when eventually, inevitably, right, there's a massive market pullback, right? NVIDIA, right, making up 16% of the gains of the S&P 500 since October 2022. When that hits, when that bubble finally bursts, these are when I believe, me personally, not financial advisor, dumb guy on the internet, right? I believe these companies are the one. That's when they're going to see all-time highs again. That's me personally. All right, and again, stock that is never, me personally, I don't think is going away anytime soon, at least in my lifetime, right? Procter & Gamble, not the best dividend payer, but a decent dividend payer of around 3%. MO. All right, this is more of my more degenerate dividend paying stock, but I love it. I love Altria. Dividends over 7.5%. And again, look at the setup. Very similar to a Kimberly Clark setup here. Let me just do the 6-month chart here. Below 2 and 300-day moving averages. Bottom of the Bollinger Band. Guys, let me know your favorite dividend-paying stocks down below. Also, if you want my trade log templates, you want my 2 premium calculators, attend the Ark Options Strategy workshop. You're going to learn how to take the wheel strategy to the next level. At the end, I give you all of these calculators completely for free, no strings attached. And I also talk about our OSS Mastermind. So if you're looking to join an incredible community of 2026 that literally lives and breathes this stuff day in and day out, whether you're a beginner or a veteran, we're going to welcome you with open arms. I talk about OSS a little bit at the end of that training and invite you to join us. So click that first link in the description of today's video, guys. Remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.